Okay, leaders, I just tried a test video to talk about March 6th, Sunday night for Fusion 180, and I've realized that when I talk to a webcam, all I do is shout. So I'm going to do my best not to shout. Hope you've all recovered from Fusion 180 retreats. I know I have not that much, but we have something new coming up I want to experiment with and see if you guys will join in with me and it may be a little scary. We're going to try it out and go from there. So let me go ahead and say what it is. March 6th, Sunday night, I would like your small group to meet off-site. So that means at a host family home or at Starbucks or something like that. We are going to communicate, throw it out to the parents if anyone would like to host. I think that would be a great thing for your small group to meet at someone's house. If it's an older age group, they could meet at a business or something like that. But the purpose for doing this is simply to discuss and talk about and brainstorm with your small group the purpose of Fuse and the purpose of 180. So why are we coming to 180 and why are we coming to Fuse? And as I've been here, I've been trying to define the purpose and the mission of 180 and Fuse so that we could live out of that purpose and we could kind of assess everything from that purpose. And I know a lot of it is to provide a safe place for, relationships, for kids to open up and for students to maybe hear the gospel for the first time. And there's been snippets of just great things happening all throughout this school semester, and a lot that I know you guys aren't even sharing. So I'm excited to see the change, not only in you guys, but also to hear some of the stories about some of the students. But the purpose that we want to try to start pushing forward is that Fuse and 180 meet to reach non-Christian students for Christ and develop Christ believing students into servant leaders for Christ's church. So Fuse and 180 meet for the purpose of reaching kids that don't know Christ with that very grace-filled community that we already offer and you guys offer very well in your small group. So the purpose is not just to provide a place to open up, but to actually every Christ believing student to be reaching out to students who don't know Christ. And the reason is that we as Christians can't really develop into Christ if we're not reaching outside of ourselves, if we're not pursuing the lost. They're directly linked. That reaching those who don't know Christ is directly linked to Christ developing in us the mind of Christ and who he is and who he wants us to be. So the charge then is on this Sunday night, March 6th, to just throw out there to your students, guys, hey, here's the purpose that Joey has kind of thrown out there for Fuse and 180. And here's the direction that we want to go as a small group. This is our purpose, to reach non-Christian students for Christ and for Christian students to develop into servant leaders for the church. And so how do we do that? Some of the questions I wrote down were, do you see a connection between developing as a servant leader and reaching non-Christian students? What are some of the hindrances in place with our group, to trying to reach non-Christian students? Are there some hindrances there? What are some positives in place right now to reaching students? And I'm guessing since we have a high level of homeschool attendance and high level of Christian school attendance, some of the hindrance is just going to be not knowing anyone who doesn't know Jesus, if they're anything like me growing up. So it may just be the simple step of taking, okay, how can we actually start to know kids our age that don't know Christ? And talk about that, brainstorm. The emphasis that I know you guys will make, but may not be there with the students, is maybe this is just something to start praying about. And we just start beating this drum from here on out. I'm going to send to you a list of questions and also encourage each one of the parents of Fusion 180 that if they're willing to offer their home as a site for you guys to meet on March 6th, that they go ahead and contact you. So I'm going to give them your contact info if they want to open their homes up to you guys. This will be a night that'll be, completely on you guys for if you want to plan some games, some fun things to do. You're going to be off site. It might be nice, March 6th. You might be able to do something outside, build a fire at someone's house, do something completely unique. You won't be tied to the time that we set up here at church every Sunday night. It's not 6:30 or it's not 6 to 7:30. It can be for your own protection if you want to make it that so you're not somewhere till midnight. But at the same time, you have the freedom to plan it to be longer or even shorter if you don't have the time. So as we move forward, we're going to try this out. Like I said, it's an experiment. It may totally crash and burn, and that's fine. But we want to take some time away from these walls as much as we can, get alone with the leaders in their small group, and just talk about what is our purpose, and hit home our purpose is to reach non-Christian students for Christ and to develop into servant leaders for Christ, and how we can start doing that. What's one small step that we as a small group or individuals can start doing now that will help us fulfill our mission? All right, guys. Well, expect some emails about that and further communication, but I just wanted to plant that seed in your mind so that you're aware that it's coming up here on the horizon. Love and appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.